Welcome back to the Relius Reviews. Today's review is focused on Peacemaker, episode 7, entitled Stop Dragging My Heart Around. And here is my review for episode 7. Episode 7 to me was, I would say without a shadow of a doubt, one of the most craziest episodes out of the entire series, as so many things just happened, so many things was just exposed. And I think that episode 8 is going to top it off because of just how much is at stake here. So episode 7 starts off with just a horrible flashback scene between Peacemaker and his brother, as we get more information about what happened on the day Peacemaker's brother actually died. And long story short, Peacemaker was at fault, but it was mostly his father's fault because of what he did. And we see that Peacemaker is still having pretty horrible flashbacks about that horrible day with his father yelling at him and just seeing that image of his brother just dying right in front of him. But besides that horrible situation, him, Vigilante, they try to figure out what to do next, basically, with Peacemaker being enemy number one due to the police and the butterflies and everything, as they realize they all have to kill this freaking cow so that all of this madness could stop. Economos decides to come in and help them out because they realize that it is going to be a very, very complicated mission, to say the least. So next up, we just see Harcourt confronting Adebayo for basically planting that journal in Peacemaker's house, as she just had a feeling that something was just not right. And Adebayo, she finally spills the beans about the truth. That is that she is Amanda Waller's daughter. And apparently Murn knew the entire time that she was her daughter, because he did a background check on her and he was like, I'm just not going to have anybody with me. Like I got to know who I'm working with and everything. Besides the bad blood between Harcourt and Adebayo, they realize that there is bigger fish to fry and they all have to do what they can to stop this freaking cow. Next up, we just see Auggie and his racist gang just putting things in motion on how to make Peacemaker his next t-shirt. And then we see Judomaster just living his life, I guess, while still injured and everything, eating a bag of hot Cheetos. A couple of ignorant teens come into the picture, try to mess with him because of his height and everything, because dressing like a leprechaun or whatever. But Judomaster does what he knows best, and that is splitting the wigs of these individuals who talks down on him. And that is exactly what he does without any type of issue. And then next up, it is a very complicated cat and mouse game between Peacemaker and his father, Harcourt, Adebayo, Murn, the Butterflies Police. Like, it is just a very crazy situation all around. The first crazy things that happens is that Auggie, dressed up as the White Dragon, confronts his son about everything, and he tries to put an end into him just like that. But that fails to happen, as Vigilante comes into the picture, starts doing what he can to stop the White Dragon. He tries to throw a bomb at him to make him the next newspaper, but instead he becomes the next newspaper, as it seems. Police have swarmed in the apartment buildings just looking for the entire gang. And this is where we sadly say goodbye to Murn, as he decides that it is best for him to take the heat, and he tells the rest of the gang to leave, as a huge crazy gun battle happens between Murn and some of the butterflies. But it is too little, too late. Murn becomes the next t-shirt in the process. The butterfly that was inside of him is still alive. Meanwhile, Vigilante, he survived that crazy bomb, but he is still badly injured. Peacemaker and Economos try to escape the woods from all of these crazy Auggie fans, or whatever you could call them. And it seems like that happens at first as Vigilante finds them, but it immediately goes horrible once again as Peacemaker basically gets confronted by all of them. And it is just a pretty horrible, horrible fight, to say the least. Auggie, he gets injured in the process, and Economos, he becomes a savage in my opinion, because he just shoots all of the members that was following Auggie and everything. And the confrontation between Peacemaker and his father finally happens, and it is bad. Of course, Peacemaker's father is saying some pretty not nice terms. Peacemaker, after all that has happened, after all that he's been put through by his father, he puts him out of his misery, and it just ends like that. Judomaster confronts Adebayo and Harcourt, and he basically destroys Harcourt with the punches that he has just given her and everything. But once again, he is put down to sleep by Adebayo by a stun gun. Meanwhile, previously in the episode, Adebayo was actually trying to leave because things had just gotten way too weird and hot for her with all the crazy things that has happened. But with some encouragement from Harcourt, she decides to continue forward. The gang meets up at an animal shop to decide what to do next. Auggie is somehow able to recover, and he gives Peacemaker a hug and everything else. And honestly, it was a pretty nice moment to say the least. Harcourt is appointed the new leader as they realize they have to stop this cow, because once this cow dies, the butterflies is not going to have not that much food source left for a long time, and will eventually just die just like that. And that is exactly what happens, as episode 7 basically ends with just the gang trying to go stop the butterflies from taking back the cows and everything. And we see a glimpse of what this cow looks like, and it is pretty disgusting in my opinion. Episode 7 to me was another good episode. Sucks that we had to say goodbye to Murn and freaking Auggie, but honestly, Auggie, he had that coming for a long time. For all that he did to Peacemaker, he had that bullet coming. Murn, he was a real one. I don't know what much else to say about it, but he was a real one. What I think is going to happen in episode 8 is that I think episode 8 is going to be a crazy bloodbath between Peacemaker, the gang, and the butterflies. And I do think that we might see another member of Peacemaker's gang die. hope I'm wrong, but I just think it may happen. I don't know about Adebayo's revelation. I think some people may find out that she is Amanda Waller's daughter, but I don't think that's going to happen. But episode 8 to me is going to be a crazy episode. I can't wait. But as always, thank you for watching, and until next time, goodbye.